EquiTalks is presented by Equilyst Analytics Incorporated. Check out our website at www.equilyst.com. Would you like to know if you should buy, hold, or sell a stock? JC De Guzman, founder, CEO, and chief technical analyst of Equilyst Analytics, will share with you his technical analysis, overall sentiment, and trade setup for one stock every day. Would you like to be an independent trader and a profitable investor? You'll learn how to be one right here on the EquiTalks.
Welcome back to our EquiTalks program. I'm your host, JC De Guzman. We are now on the 11th episode of the EquiTalks. And just in case you've missed the past few episodes, I would like to welcome you to visit our website at www.equilyst.com. That's EQUILYST.com. And then click on Learn. It's either you click on EquiTalks Video, EquiTalks Audio, or EquiTalks Note. If you'd like to watch, listen, or read, those three media have been made available for you. So for today's episode, I'd like to discuss SCC, or Semirara Mining and Power Corporation. So before we take a look at the chart of SCC, I'd like to give some tips about some information on how to deal with dividends. So based on the website of edge.psc.com.ph, SCC has cash dividend worth 1 peso and 25 centavos with the next dividend date of March 28, 2019. Oftentimes, I get asked, sir, if I will buy on before or after March 28, or if I sell before, on, or after March 28, will I get the dividend? I will answer that. If you will buy SCC before March 28 and you will keep those shares until March 28, then those SCC shares will receive cash dividend. However, if you will buy SCC on or after March 28, 2019, those SCC shares are no longer entitled to receive the cash dividend. Okay? Now, for the selling side, if you're going to sell SCC before March 28, then you lose your entitlement for the cash dividend. On the other hand, if you will sell either on or after March 28, then you will still receive cash dividend for those SCC shares. I do hope that that's crystal clear right now. Okay, so those who are sometimes confused on when they are entitled to receive dividends and when not, I do hope I was able to shed some light onto that today. Now let's take a look at the chart of SCC Semirara. SCC is currently trading at 22 pesos and 80 centavos. It has successfully breached or pierced the resistance at 22.5. Support remains near 19.90. The new resistance, the acting resistance right now after that breakout is 25 pesos per share. Okay, realize that the current price of SCC is already moving above the 10-day simple moving average, but not above the 50-day moving average. So, meaning to say, SCC is, while it is bullish in the short term, it's still bearish in the medium and long-term scales. How did I say so? The price is still below the 50 SMA and the 200-day SMA. And not only that, the 200-day SMA is still acting as the cloud above the shorter term moving averages. So if you are expecting SCC to become bullish, not just in the short term but also in the long term, then SCC has to do a lot of work for you. It has to close above this long-term resistance at 29.5. It has to break that resistance out. Just so these moving averages will align themselves in a perfect bullish position. How does a perfect bullish position look like? That is when the 10 SMA is above the 50 SMA and the 50 SMA is above the 200-day SMA. So green, red, blue. Okay, that's the hierarchy. Now, last Friday and yesterday's volume, the green, you know that SCC got a green candlestick last Friday and yesterday, Monday. Those ascent in prices were supported with, that ascent in price was supported with volume, a strong volume. How did I know that it's a strong volume? It's because the volume bars are above the 10-day volume average of SCC. Yesterday, SCC also got a net foreign buying worth 9 million pesos. It's quite insignificant when compared to the participation of the foreign investors among index stocks. MACD has been bullish since it crossed above the signal line last March 15, March 15, 2019. That was last Friday. Okay, that was also the time when the crossover above the signal line was followed through by the ascent of the price above the 10 SMA. So if you are familiar and if you are one of my followers when it comes to the 10 SMA and MACD combo, then you may have already translated the price action last Friday as a buy signal, as a buying signal. Buying signal not to go all in, but just to buy in tranches. Remember that, please. Now, SCC with a volatility score of 40% maintains its low risk level. Okay. For the 2019 year to date, SCC has, let's see if it's a net foreign selling or net foreign buying. It's a net foreign selling, obviously. Just by the numbers, just by counting the numbers of these bars pointing to the south, you know it's a net foreign selling for 2019 year to date. Okay, so that's it for SCC. Now let's take a look at the price volume distribution for SCC. At this moment, SCC is trading at 22.60 pesos per share, and it already has a net foreign buying worth 1.2 million pesos. Intraday high is at 22.8, intraday low is 22.50, which is also its current price as this time of speaking, and it changes already. It's already at 22.4. Anyway, trading is happening right now. That's why the prices fluctuate. So the range that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades as I speak right now, by the way, it's around 10 in the morning. So this is the range that you need to watch out for. 22.5 already got 39% of today's volume with 51 trades. That's the highest number of trades among all of these price points. And then it's followed by 22.75, well, not 22.75, but 22.80 with 22% of today's volume and 27 trades. So with only 30 minutes past the opening bell, it's really tough to say where is the strongest range right now, or the range that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades, because for sure many trades will happen from here onwards. But nonetheless, those are the price points that got the biggest volume and the highest number of trades. Let me enumerate them once again. First one in the list is 22.5 with 41% of volume, followed by 22.8 with 21% of today's volume, followed by 22.75 with 14% of today's volume, and lastly 22.6 with 11% of today's volume. Now, if you would like to trade the name, what's my overall sentiment, by the way, on SCC? I'm actually neutral to bullish. I have some reservations, but that's why I have the neutral sentiment as well, because there's a possibility for this resistance here at 22.5 to be respected, meaning to say there's a possibility for the price to bounce away once it hits the 22.5 level. But we'll find out. If the SCC traders think that price is still not too expensive, then they might as well continue buying above the 22.5. But I suggest you continue monitoring the volume, because the volume is the only indicator, is my preferred indicator when it comes to forecasting if the ascent in price is more likely to continue or not. For example, if the price is moving back and forth between 22.5 and 22.8, and you see a green volume above the 10-day volume average, then there's a big possibility for the price to continue breaking out, to continue to break out above 22.5 in a strong note. So, however, if the price is still clinging on to 22.5, but you see that there's a weak volume, for example, then there's a high probability then for the ascent in price not to be sustained. The price might just bounce away from the resistance at 22.5 and retest the previous support at 19.90 when that happens. So make sure that you have familiarized yourself already with the price and volume, with the correlation between price and volume. You'll never go wrong. And just in case you go wrong when the market proves you wrong, by the way, you can go wrong when the market proves you wrong. And what should you do then when the market proves you wrong, or when your forecast is wrong? Your trailing stop loss will save you. Your trailing stop loss will save you. Okay? You've heard me say this over and over again with our EquiTalks episodes. Trailing stop loss, trailing stop loss, trailing stop loss. Alright, so that's it. Now, that's my overall sentiment for SCC. Now, if you don't have a position yet, my advice is that you monitor the price near 22.5. Make a decision based on what you see on the price volume distribution. And if you already have SCC, let's say you bought above 22.5, make sure that you know where your trailing stop loss is so that you don't rely on pure hope and prayers when things go south. You have to be, I know it's hard to separate emotion when it comes to trading, but we have to be more logical than emotional. That's the only way for you to be able to build strategic trade setups for you when it comes to short-term trading, especially. Use a trailing stop loss. That's one practical way on how you can separate your emotion from logic. Besides, when you calculate a trailing stop loss, it's a representation of the percentage of risk that you can only handle. It doesn't make sense doing those math and arithmetic and or whatever only to disrespect it in the end, right? Why would you spend about 15 minutes trying to do the math if you won't follow it anyway, right? So there you go. That's my overall sentiment and my recommended trade setups or plan of actions for SCC. Now, if you are one of our subscribers here at Equilyst Analytics, I would recommend that you post your and you would like to know my, let's say, my latest analysis for SCC, maybe during recess or after recess, you may post in our private clients forum. Remember, at Equilyst Analytics, when you subscribe here, I'm on equilyst.com. I click on services, I click on subscription. When you subscribe, you will have access to our trade setups for short-term trading. You will also gain access to our investment guide for long-term investing. And you will also get to ask me directly in our private clients forum. So we got you covered on 3 things. So when you subscribe, it's not just about short-term trading. It's not just about long-term investing. It's not just about access to private clients forum. It's access to all of those 3. It's access to all of those 3. And I encourage you to read what's written on these 3 pages so that you will realize what you've been missing. We do some things better than peso cost averaging, better than following a buy below price. And you will know why I said that when you read what's written on these 3 pages. And lastly, I have a seminar on May 4 in Makati. When I was invited by one of the biggest online stockbrokers in the Philippines to give a 30-minute talk about my evergreen strategy on how to profit in the stock market. It was well received, and I got so many requests to give the complete discussion because of course it goes without saying I cannot discuss all the details with 30 minutes in 30 minutes. That's why I've decided to just I was convinced by those requests and by my team to hold a complete discussion of this strategy, a 4-hour discussion in Makati. I asked my team to just limit the number of people to 30. Why? Number one, I don't want to go out of the room leaving some questions unanswered. I'd like to make sure that everyone's questions for all those 30 people have been answered before I step out of the room. Okay. I also want to have a focused group discussion with, and I would like to have a one-on-one conversation with all of those 30 people. That's why I have asked my team to limit this seminar into 30 people. So the regular learning fee is 4,500. It's 4,000 for those for the current subscribers of Equilyst Analytics. So you get a 500 peso discount. So first come first serve only, March 4. That's May 4 rather, May 4 from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's Saturday. You see batch 1 here, just in case you'd like to ask when's the batch 2, I don't know. Probably it won't be this year because my calendar is already full for the rest of the year. Maybe it would be next year. So first come first serve, 30 people only. Okay, fastest fingers first. All the details are on the seminars page on our website, and then you click on the calendar for the Manila event, May 4. So you will see the details. Okay, you will find the place, the time, what's the inclusions, the payment options, and the form that you need to fill out after submitting your payment, etc. and etc. And what you will learn as well, I have enumerated every single detail here so that you know what to expect even before you go there. Okay? So there you go. You've heard the 11th episode for our EquiTalks. And we just discussed something about SCC. I do hope I was able to impart something to you. I do hope I was able to help you trade independently and hopefully invest profitably with this 11th episode. Again, I'm your host, JC De Guzman. Have a great day.
EquiTalks is presented by Equilyst Analytics Incorporated. Check out our website at www.equilyst.com. Would you like to know if you should buy, hold, or sell a stock? JC De Guzman, founder, CEO, and Chief Technical Analyst of Equilyst Analytics, will share with you his technical analysis, overall sentiment, and trade setup for one stock every day. Would you like to be an independent trader and a profitable investor? You'll learn how to be one right here on the EquiTalks.